Gentlemen, how's it going?
Good, Kevin. Thank you. Coach,
Good.
hope all's well.
All right, if you guys are all set, we can get going.
Coach, I'll start it off here. How was the trip in?
Trip was great. Had a good trip. Got out of Laramie just fine. No problems there. Got in and just been doing our daily routine, and that changes from day to day, but it's daily at least. So we're here and everything's good.
Initially, your plan was the first practice on Thursday. Everything hold to form on that?
Yeah. Was Thursday yesterday? Was that yesterday?
That seems about right.
Yeah. So yeah, we had our first practice yesterday. We got one later this afternoon, early evening. And one tomorrow in Austin. So yeah, everything's going on schedule, and everything's, like I said, everything so far is going well.
So Gerald, now that you've, I guess, had a chance to watch some film on UCLA and get acquainted, what's your impression? Maybe what's the biggest way that they'll challenge you guys?
They're going to challenge us in a lot of ways. They're a very talented team. They score in a variety of ways. They can obviously shoot the ball really well. Very good three-point shooting team overall. They can score inside. They can attack you with the ball on the floor. Their transition, they push the ball at you. We've watched clips of, we got clips of their 5 rebounding and pushing the ball down in transition. So, they're going to present things that we just haven't seen this year. We have played nobody all year where the 5 leads the break, and so that kind of sometimes can cause you some problems in how you're going to play. Obviously they're physical. They're very aggressive, very, very aggressive on the boards, offensive boards. So yeah, they're gonna pose us some challenges, but like I told the kids yesterday, they still got to guard us also. They have to guard our motion. They have to, do some things also, but yeah, they're gonna, if I had to look at one major thing or two, I'm going to say two, their offensive transition and their offensive rebounding really concerns me.
Gerald, I want to ask you about Quinn. How deserving was that conference tournament MVP for her?
I think that, I thought she deserved, she played, when you put together 4, successive games like she had, that's pretty amazing. She, once again, she had the task of guarding the best perimeter players on all of those teams. Just in our normal rotation, she had to play the 2 guard and score. She had to play the point guard, when the rotation went around with Ole in. I thought she had an excellent tournament. Thought she scored the ball well. I thought she was very, very deserving of that award.
Gerald, I wanted to ask you about Danielle Davids' daughter. I had a nice chat with her yesterday, and her journey to Laramie was kind of unconventional. Her story is pretty wild. I'm curious, how did you kind of become aware of her, and what made you want to bring her in from Niagara?
Transfer portal. That's, right now it's just crazy. The transfer portal, if you got on right now, it's just crazy with the number of athletes that are already in the transfer portal, and you'd be going, really? That kid just started 22 games for so-and-so. But yeah, transfer portal. So we looked, and we thought we were going to be in need of that position to help us, somebody with experience. She wasn't the only one we recruited at that position, but we narrowed it down just like you do with high school kids to a couple of them. And to be quite honest, one young lady that we were interested in didn't choose us, another transfer. And, we visited with Diney. I'll tell you what a great person she is. As a side note, okay, I get sidetracked here, but I'm bored because I'm locked in the room, so I'm going to take up you guys' time now. When we were visiting with her, right, because when you look at her name, to me it looks like Dagny, right? So she let us go on recruiting her, and I'm sitting there calling her Dagny. How's everything Dagny? How's this Dagny? And then finally one day I thought, I better ask her this. It's kind of simple. Is that how your name really is? And she said, no, my name's Diney. You pronounce it Diney. And I said, why would you let us pronounce your name, through this whole process wrong? And she says, well, I figured you were close enough and you seem nice, so that was okay. So that's the kind of person that she is. And then when you visit with her, when you visit with her, holy cow, she already came in with 1 master's degree. She knew what her plan was, and that she wanted what she wanted, and we had the program. There was a lot of things that just fit. And then just visiting with her, I thought I always call it, I always use the term, and I have forever. I just thought she was a good environmental fit. I mean, I thought she fit the community of Laramie. The weather wasn't gonna be a factor. The size wasn't gonna be, a big concern. I knew that her personality, she was gonna do really, really well with the people, because she's just a great person to talk to. And, I just thought it was gonna be a really good fit. And, the way it's turned out, for her playing first year in the system, getting an understanding of that, everything worked out. I think it was worked out for her. She's going to leave with 2 master's degrees, and definitely has worked out well for us.
Coach, the social media team for you guys does a really nice job, and they put out a video of you guys practicing. And I was noticing in the eyes of the players that they look like they're not intimidated by the moment. How would you say they are handling the moment?
I think they're handling the moment really, really good. And you're right. Our crew does a great job. I mean, our videos and our social media and what Kevin does, along with Derek and other people, I have to take my hats off to them. I'm not a social media guy. So you go, how do I even know what goes on? Like I said, I check Facebook once or twice, but my wife and, family members, my son and those guys, they're all involved with it. And they're always telling me, oh, I've seen this. This was really cool. And that was really cool. So you are exactly right. First, they do a great job. I think our women are handling this whole situation really well. We were in the Alamo Dome yesterday. We got to practice in the Alamo Dome. That's where we practiced yesterday. And obviously, come on, you're going to be blown away by it a little bit. I'm blown away by it. You walk into this big, massive area, and you're on the court, and you get to see everything that's in there. And there's two video boards up there as big as our arena, to be honest with you. I mean, there's huge, and you got the big steamboat up there, and everything's going, and they're all taking pictures. But like you said, when it was time to start practice, they were into it, and ready to play. And like we talk about, and we'll talk about it more today, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yesterday was more about ourselves. We kind of want to try to get back into a routine with 1 day of practice, just working on us a little bit. And now the next 2 will be a little bit of us and more of a scout. But, one of the things we talk about, and we'll just keep talking about it, and every time we watch film, is, you got to respect these guys. There's no doubt. I mean, they're a very, very good team. They're where they're at for a reason. But you can't fear them. You can't do that with anybody. That's what we talked about, when you're playing the Boise's or the Fresnos or anybody, CSU down there. You've got to respect them, but you can't fear them. You have to step up, and you have to understand that, I just got to be me, and we just got to be us. And, and if you do that, go out and compete, and the rest just takes care of itself. But if you fear them, then it's going to be a long night for us.
On that note, Coach, I spoke with Coach Close of UCLA a few days ago, and the 2 words she used to describe your team are smart and fearless. How would you describe their team?
Talented, hard playing. They play together. They're disciplined. I could go on and on, but if I got to get down to 2 words, I'm going to say they play hard, and they're relentless. I mean, the way they rebound and the way they attack it's amazing. I mean, I kind of don't write this down in front of to the team till after it's done. I was watching a kid go get offensive rebounds, kind of scared me a little bit, but you know, we'll get by that and get through it. But they do, they rebound really, really well. They're disciplined. You know, they run some nice sets. And like I said, the tough thing that we in our league, what we don't see is they have 5+ players that can all score. You know, when you're a team defense like us, you know, we got to try to push a couple of the main scorers, make them do something, you know, a little bit different than they want to, and we can help. We're going to have a hard time finding somebody to help, you know, or scheme something with this team, just because they're all capable of scoring. They're all capable of shooting threes, and you know that's going to be a tall task for us to handle.
Coach, how much do you think the tournament was a kind of an establishment for Tommy Olson to just be more visible, I guess, with her efforts?
Yeah, I thought Tommy had a great tournament. You know, I think that it goes back to like the same was with Quinn. I think Tommy was Tommy, and she put together 4 great games. And you go, well, what does that mean? Tommy's Tommy. You know, we had another media thing yesterday, and you know, they said, so what are you going to do defensively with this, and what do you do with this, and how did Tommy get 9 steals? And we said, well, we let Tommy be Tommy. And you know, you guys that watch us play understand that means sometimes Tommy's ball hawking, sometimes she's diving down, sometimes she's jumping the lane, but Tommy can do those things. I think what happened for us and what happened for Tommy, and we just had that discussion, and she had to do it, is she stepped up and she hit some shots. You know, and that's something that we've wanted all year. You know what? It's got to continue. It's not. Is what I'm telling our team, our young women, is, you know, I'm not playing for one game right now. We're not practicing for one game. We're practicing for the future, because a lot of these people are coming back. So for us to continue to grow, we have to still do what we're doing and still improve. So Tommy still has to look to score and be aggressive when those opportunities are there. You know, that's the only way you get better. That's the only way a program grows, is you got to keep looking to the future, keep going, you know, keep going and go. We're prepping for one game, but we're also prepping for the long term.
For Grace, she misses those 2 free throws, I think 16 seconds left. 13 seconds later, she steps up, she drains 2. For a freshman, what does that say about her, just to put those 2 behind her, step up, hit 2 big free throws?
As it just, once again, I think it just speaks of who she is and what she's established herself through practice. You know, a lot of people go, you know, back before when we were talking about the tournament and some of the post-tournament interviews, and, you know, even the week after, was like, well, what did you tell Grace? I didn't tell Grace nothing. You know, she missed it 2. I didn't tell her nothing. It wasn't like she missed the 2 on purpose, but you notice we put her right back in, because throughout the year in practice, she's proved that she's the one that can hit the free throws. That's why you practice. That's what we always try to explain, is practice is a game. That's where you're showing us what you can do when you know, when the game's going. I've never have been a believer of, well, coach, if you put me in during the game, I'm a game player. Well, your game's every day then in practice. You better think practice is a game and show me you deserve to play. And that's what Grace, you know, showed during time, is that she'll be able, if she gets fouled, you know, I got the utmost confidence she's going to step up and hit 2 more, and she did. And I mean, she did it as, you know, old term, she did it as cool as a cucumber, man. She just stepped up, did her routine, hit the first one and hit the second one. And you know, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see from all your players, not just young players. That's what you like to see from all your players. But yeah, credit to her to be able to do that at that key time.
Coach, you brought this up a little bit earlier. I just kind of wanted to follow up on it. Have you been able to kind of appreciate the moment without strictly focusing on prep?
That's a tough question, Sean. You know what, it's just right now, it's just really, it's I think we're enjoying the moment. I think that there's some cool things that you still have had, especially when we first got here, you go over I'm sure you've seen the pictures of the kids in front of the NCAA, stuff, and, all that's really cool. And like I said, the Alamo Dome and whatever. But in order for this thing to, for us to be able to pull this off, and I'm not just saying us, I'm talking about all the teams in the NCAA, there's not a lot of freedoms and not a lot of activities like that may have been going on in the past. We basically go get tested every day. We leave the motel, we walk down. It's about a 15-minute walk, and you get outside, and it's really nice down here. And you go in, you get tested, you wait 30, 45 minutes somewhere like there till you get your test back, and then you basically are back out and walk back, and you're in the motel, you're in your room. And then if you want to go watch film or go to a meeting room, you make a time and you go back. So the experience is great, and I know it's going to be tremendous to walk out Monday night and play. That's going to, as you get closer, I think, everybody's getting a little more excited. But right now, everything is just such a closed environment, so that no positives happen, or you're not spreading it amongst each other or your team. That it's also kind of a tough deal, because I'm an outside guy. I'm kind of active. I like to go outside. I like to walk around. I like to do whatever. And I tell you, this is kind of getting me a little, I guess, cabin crazy. I'm ready to bust out. But it is a great experience. And like I said, the closer we get, I think tomorrow, for instance, it'll be good because we go to Austin to practice. So the kids will experience something new. They'll experience a new place, they'll get to see, the campus and, a lot of different things. So those are all positive things and cool things. And, you just wish that, like I said, we're in a great motel, and the motel people are great. And half of our rooms, you're looking right down over the river walk. And, you see all that activity going on, and, you can't be part of it. And that's kind of tough. But on the other hand, you're here, you tell them what you are. You're here to try to win a game. And sometimes you have to make those sacrifices.
Gerald, speaking of that experience, I know social media has blown up here recently with some of the players in the tournaments taking pictures of the weight room and some of the food there. So I guess their way of showing the difference, between the resources the women's teams have compared to the men. Do you have thoughts on that? And is there, work to do to make that more equal in your eyes?
Well, I think that, I'm old school. The weight room stuff, to me, I know it's what I've seen is I'm not a social media guy, so no, I don't really know what's out there. I know coaches have had some comments about them, so on and so forth. I just think that right now, I think the NCAA down here, they're doing the best that they can, given the situation that we have. It's like our motel. Our motel's trying to do everything they can to accommodate us with food and, our meals and everything. But just like they said, they don't have the staff right now. I mean, they weren't ready. And when I say they weren't ready, the governor, just kind of laxed everything, like last week or 10 days ago. And they just didn't have the staff back yet to get everything that you need to have done. Now they're working their butts off, and, you're getting food. It might not be the food that, we're used to, but you know what, you have to be able to, live with it. Should everything be equitable? Sure. In the real world, everything should be equitable. I don't follow the men right now. I had a game. I was watching the Utah State game, but I don't know everything that the men get or don't get. But I would hope that in the big picture, given this virus, given this pandemic, the other thing that I don't know, and it's kind of an interesting thing, we forget already that not every state, not every county, not every city has the same set of rules. So when we start comparing with the men, I don't know what the state of Indiana has. I don't know what the city of Indianapolis has. I don't know, like we were talking we had a call with some of the NCAA reps here, and we're talking about, the possibilities, for instance, of just catering in some meals, like we do normally on the road. Well, that's out of their control because it's the city of San Antonio or the county, one or the other. Health ordinance says you can't do that. So, there's just things that you just have to deal with and get by. Not everything's, perfect, but, to me, you're here, you got to go, you're going to go play. You get the chance to go play. You got to make sometimes a little bit of sacrifice. But if there's inequities, I don't think there should be huge inequities, but I don't follow enough social media to know what that is.
Last thing I have for you, Coach, and this might be a little bit of a stupid question, but UCLA.
Don't ask stupid questions, because I'll have to go all Belichick on you and stuff, man. Don't ask stupid questions.
I can take it. I can take whatever you got to throw
Intellectual
out.
question. Okay, what is it?
No, so UCLA is ranked number 9 in the country. The last time you played a ranked team was Gonzaga in your second game of the year. Is there anything to take away from that Gonzaga game, or have you grown too much since then?
Thanks for bringing up that nightmare. I really appreciate that. You're right. We've talked to that. We've addressed that with the kids, with our players, and said, hey, you know what? We're a different team. We're a different team defensively. I mean, you're right. It was our second game. We at that point we were struggling to score. We defended decently, but still didn't have the big scheme of things in. But yeah, we're different. I know. Like I said, this very talented team we're going to play. I'm not going to kid my team. I'm not going to kid anybody. This is a huge challenge. It's a huge task ahead of us. But as probably Tracy's is older than me, so he'll understand this. And they say that's why you play it. I mean, that's why you play the game. It's why you toss the ball up. You don't know on any given night. You don't know. And over my years as a player, I've been on both ends of that. I've been on the end where you were supposed to get beat, and that night you didn't. And I've been on the end where you were supposed to win and you got beat. And that's why you played. But I know the task is going to be huge. But what I do know, what I feel really, really good about at least is I know this team, they'll come and they'll lay it all on the line, no matter what happens. They will lay it on the line. And if we pull off something, or if we get beat by 2 or 3, or we get beat by 30, I know when we walk off on Monday night, they will have given up me, this team, the state, the school, themselves, everything that they have. And that's why you got to feel good about this group.
All good, guys?
I'm good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gerald.
All right.
For the time.